Me, 9 years ago now. Yeah, it's 9 years, 10 years this year. Actually, I started with my uncle. It's like my dad's cousin. I started on his boat when I was 15. I was going part time.
Going with my cousin Darren, who was going on his boat cuttle fishing to start with, and then we got into the netting. Well, I was there a long time before him. I started in 1991 when I started fishing. I was 16.
Out of school down here.
As soon as I left school, I was straight down here. Well, I started off with my granddad. He was our granddad. He was a coal miner in Durham, and he moved down here and met my nan. And that's when the fishing started, about 1920 something. And these boys started it, and then like with my dad and his brothers, and then it's passed on and passed on and passed on. And here we are. It's quite a close-knit community down here. You can't just walk off the street and become a fisherman. You have to know people.
No, to get in.
You can't just, it's not. We're fickle down here, very fickle, and you can't, like I say, if you walk off the street, you have to start from the bottom like everybody else. The sea's in my blood.
What I like, everything revolves around fishing. Everything. All our lives revolve around it. We could come winter time, when it's been blowing gales or in for a couple of days, you might not be able to go to sea. Next thing you know, midnight, it'll fall fine. We go straight away. So no matter what you're doing, go. Really don't. If we can go fishing, I don't know.
We'll always have something to do. If I wasn't fishing, I'd be ready plastering. But I don't enjoy the plastering. And I don't want to be spending the rest of my life doing a job I don't enjoy. That's why I'm out here. I enjoy it. You've got to love it to be able to get up that time of day every day. You've got to love it, because you wouldn't get up every day.
And it's dangerous at times. Sometimes it can be really dangerous.
If you're not scared, there's something wrong with you. Always. Get scared, you have to respect the sea. You'll come ashore with white knuckles.
We've come ashore before and we're absolutely soaked to the skin. The seas have come over.
We was over on one night, we was off, and he was in the wheelhouse, and I was sitting on the top rail, on the side of the boat, and the boat rolled, and the rail I was sitting on went under the water. That was scary. And he looked at me and went, "What can you do? What can you do about it?"
Actually, it's the problem of what we had back in our country. And that's made us to run from there, run away, and to find another place to settle down and seek peacefulness and calm life. No, it wasn't like our choice. It's just been like fate. Yes, it's been a lot of troubles, a lot of problems, a lot of talking about where to go, what to do, how to manage it, who will be there. But I'm trying, I'm just trying my luck. But still, no, still we are isolated, we are out by ourselves. I was fighting back home, the same thing. They took everything. They took the house, they took the money, they took all the stuff. Till we became in the street, and when we ran away from there to seek this settlement and good life, we had a lot of trouble there. And you are trying to now making it worse for us here. Actually, we are in the same situation, nothing changed, but different country. We all by ourselves. And in his case and my case, I have a mental issues. He has the depressions. If he's not in a home, as it used to be back home, so where is the calmness? Where is the happiness? Where is the the peace of mind? Where is it? How to seek the happiness? I don't know. My towel, I need to buy a new towel. I need to buy a new bed sheets. I need to buy a new.
How can you put it? It's a very big space on your own. Very big. It's a long way from anyone when you by yourself out there. But it's... No, you don't think about it, you just get on with it. You tend not to think about it, you just get on with it, head down, crack on. Don't... You think too much, that's when the problems occur. I mean, like, everything's got a shelf life, a living life. It's like the boat. She's getting a bit old for us now. We need to upgrade and get something newer. She's getting a bit tired. But yeah, I'd love to take the boat with me. I mean, I'll spend most of my life on it at the minute. We work on it most days of the year. It's not many days that we have away from here. Even if we're not on the boat, we're on the beach working for the boat. Yeah. It's always been me, it's always been my life, anyone you ask. Since I was tiny. This is what I was going to do, this is me. It's like a place we work. We work on it day in, day out. I mean, it's pretty basic. There's not really much in it. It's kind of, it's that, it's the whole boat or it's nothing. There's no halfway measures with that.
She feeds us, pays our wages. You have to look after it, respect it. Don't you? You know, if you don't, then you won't win. It's all about winning.
Never beat it.
We don't lose, we don't do losing. Respect it and you'll get looked after. Don't respect the sea, it'll take you away. And you won't come back.
You put in, you've got to put your effort in. If you don't do that, you ain't going nowhere.
Sell your bed. See, all day long. She don't argue. See, don't argue. Answer. Yeah. My missus, we've got a good understanding. She knows that I'm happy when I'm out there. So, all the time I'm earning money, she's happy. So it's a win-win situation for me. No, we love it. I love it. I said to you this morning, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world.
I love the sea. I love it. My father was a captain's son, in the sea. All the way trading, and back all time in Kuwait. From my childhood, when we are going to the sea, I can remember I wasn't afraid of anything. I would just go deep in the water. I don't know how to swim. Till I got that experience, I started nearly to drown, but he pulled me out. I was with him. And I was afraid to drown him with me. I was tiny, but I was so worried since I was a child. I don't know, that worry is what was with me since I was little. I was worried that I might lose my father one day. I don't know why, from where that came. I don't know how to say it, but if I go to the sea now, or any time, any day, any time, any minute, even how many years now, it's totally different now. Totally different in a way that sea is full, but no action. The sea is full with people, but no motion, no what they call it, no tenderness, no kindness. It's like as if I'm looking at a paint on a wall. While it's full with people around, families, children running around and here and there, some of them grilling, some of them having their food, some of them chatting, some of them laying down, some of them by themselves, some with the whole children and family. Full. But I feel it's like abstract, nothing. While before it's just a small family, the father and the mother and 2 kids, and it's like full of life. That is full. That time I can see it's full with it's alive. There was a life. There was life. There was some movement. Something full in there. But here the seashore is full. Oh, I feel nothing. I can see sometimes when the sun is there, but I can see till the end. It's like a white wall. I'm away from the country, my own land country, my own home. I mean previous home. There is sadness, there is anger, there is a lot of things happening inside our soul and our body as well. Love, where is the love? We don't see that there is someone loves us.
Don't have time to think about it when you're out there because you're too busy. What wakes me up every day is the excitement of what I'm going to catch. That's what gets me out there every day. And how much money I can put in my crew's pocket on Friday. The only thing that drives me on is the excitement of what I'm going to catch. Every day's different. If you think about death too long, it might happen. You know, it's going to happen in your life anyway. Why think about it and worry about it? What happens, so it happens, it happens. But I try my hardest not to make it happen out there, obviously. They're my responsibility, my boys on the boat, so I have to be vigilant all the time on the ball. And if I'm not, and if something happens, I've got to live with that for the rest of my life. So you can't leave that out there. When I go home, I don't think about the boat. No, I don't think about this beach or nothing. I'm a completely different person when I'm at home. When I'm down here, I don't think about home. Because I'm just mindset, you have to have your mindset and plan out what you're going to do and what you're going to achieve, and with least amount of mistakes as possible. So you have to be 150% focused. You don't have time to think about this and that because you're distracted then. You can't afford to be distracted when you're out there, not at all. Yeah, it'd be flat all the time. You better go work all the time, but then the tide, it governs a lot of things with tide. It governs fish moving, swimming. If there's no tide, there ain't no fish, won't move. You can't. There's a lot of things that would be destroyed if there was no tide. Coastlines, all sorts. I mean, it's a powerful source. It's the second most powerful source on the planet. So, yeah. Not only got to deal with what I do on the boat, I've got to deal with the elements and the wind and and you've got to be on the ball with that. Because you could be flat like this 1 minute and an hour later you could be in a 4-7, seas 6 metres high and fighting for your life. So yeah, you're not just battling against the work and the fish and that, you've got the elements to deal with. I don't dwell on things. I've got family and that's it. Focus on that. Not here, that's what I do. That's all I do. I'm a pretty straightforward sort of geezer really. Don't do a great deal. I don't do anything. I just work and stay with my family, that's it. That is it. That's me.
Choice really is luxury. It is something. It's not an option. If you are in a situation where coping is not there. So, for instance, here they ask you, how did you manage? How did you cope? That means the coping is an option. What about if you don't have an option? Then what you have is what you have. You have to be strong or not strong. I didn't choose to be sent in Hastings. You arrive and you are detained. You are put in detention. Completely, you are almost like a criminal. Which understandable. You are landing in someone else's country, and you don't have rights to stay there, so they put you in prison. Well, almost in prison. It's like kind of a detention. It's like in prison. Then after that, they have kind of like a duty to protect you. They will send you wherever they want. But within that situation, you don't know what's going on. You don't speak English. You don't have the culture. You don't know the system. And they will send you wherever they choose, wherever there's a place. And going back to choice of a country, there wasn't a choice of a country as well. A choice is really often thought by people who are going on holiday. People who are going to, they have options. It's luxury to think like that. But of course, safety comes first. You don't start whinging or complaining about not having that choice. Because so many people would come from via the sea, they would take us from airport to port of Dover. So that it's like a collecting materials, collect different places, and you're like collecting fishes really. You put them together and send them somewhere. So they will bring you. They brought me to Dover, and I stayed there. I never knew actually it was a Dover. I saw the water, and I was like, wow, incredible. That was my first time to see the sea. Apart from probably on picture or that was my first time. But other people we reunited with, they were coming from France, crossing over here to UK. But of course, UK being an island, even if you come by flight, you still crossed. You have crossed somehow the water. For me, outside my home is kind of another place. And that other place is the other place. It doesn't matter whether across the sea or not. Is being a place where there's no connection with your home. But sea makes that place being fun. Because you're living to a place, you're seeing something, a place which is not similar to where you lived. And that itself, we used to be told by missionaries that just to start explaining where they come from. If they start saying Europe, we won't know where Europe is. We don't know. I didn't know what Europe is. But missionaries used to tell us that I come from at the end of the land. So behind us is water. So for me, getting here was like I'm behind the land, and behind me is only the water. So I'm between the land and the sea. And that for us was like, wow. So you are so far away to that point. So the only place you have is water. So that's exactly how I felt. I felt that way. I felt, look, I'm so far.
Yeah, but we're an island race and surrounded by water, and the coastline is long, so perhaps we have more affinity with the sea, I don't know. Well, of course it is, yeah. Because, physically it's always changing. and the atmosphere is always very different. There's not one day on the sea that has the same atmospherics. You know, sometimes you can be out there and it's dead flat and dead still. Sometimes you could be out there and it's like a rubbish dump. Other times, this morning we were just watching lightning all around us, you know. I mean, it's forever changing, and also it's, I mean, sea is living anyway because it's full of plankton, and you know, it's full of life. Yeah. So, although H2O isn't necessarily alive, it takes on a life with nature, doesn't it? I mean, because it's affected by nature and nature's all around it. I mean, basically it's part of nature, and therefore we can say it's a living thing. I mean, the majority of the rocks have been living things at one stage or the other, haven't they? So certainly sedimentary rocks have been living things, haven't they? The boats, well, they're always she, aren't they? So they must be living. Yeah, always female. But well, they're basically, when you're on the water, they're like your mum. They look after you, don't they? So there's logic. Obviously, you know, we work in the shipping lanes a lot of the time, where all the ships come through, so it's quite dangerous at times. I don't know really. I think if you thought about that too much, you wouldn't do it. You're always going to come back, basically. Otherwise you wouldn't do it, would you? Well, it's just another means of transport, but it is very personal as well. I mean, everybody loves their boats, don't they? They hate them a lot of the time. Very negative feelings about boats. I love them. It's either one or the other, you know. Yesterday it was a pain in the arse because we had problems with one of the engines. And so, yeah, I mean, it's the thing is with a boat is you have to, it's your whole environment, isn't it, when you're on the water? It's your life, basically. And you're totally reliant on the boat. In a car, you can walk away and leave it. Unless you can swim lots of miles, you can't do that with a boat. And it's very dangerous swimming in the shipping lanes. You're not coming in, basically.
Experience of how I felt arriving in Hastings. The place where I was sent was kind of a three massive buildings, all connected, but they're kind of like a square. But those buildings are quite tall, but all connected, kind of square shape. But the other side, where there's no wall, is a sea, and that feeling it make you in. For me, I was like, this is it. This is a prison. So they put me here so that I cannot escape. Those buildings will be they will be the fence, and the sea will be another fence. Because there is no way I can cross the sea. And there was a song we used to sing. We used to have before even see the sea, to say, please, the sea, can you come down so that I can have opportunity to cross and then go to see people I haven't seen before, and people I miss, and there is a separation, physical separation. We will call it the sea. The sea will be something that separate you with the people you love so much, and you can't see. Very often when you can't go to see them, you can imagine being a sea that you cannot cross. And if you can imagine that I had that sort of mind that with the sea, there's no way I can escape. And that is a place I'm put. Say, I don't know whether, what I'm trying to say is the identity with those surroundings, you feel you are in a strange place. Without things, really, life is artificial. Life is artificial in the sense that You might be comfortable with what you're wearing. You might be comfortable with the chair you are sitting on. But if you don't have those things that mean so much to you and that makes the perception of what is a home, then you are kind of like naked, and you're kind of like living in life which is fake, kind of not real. For instance, the first thing which I still remember was the room where we were sent in Hastings. That room, 4 of us. I had a comfortable bed. I had, yes, it might seem very extreme for ordinary people here who lived a normal life. But for me as an asylum seeker, at that time, this is it. That was nice, that's fine. It was between 2 or 4 walls and with the light. And that's incredible for me, it was good. But that wasn't what mattered for me. What's the matter was the fact there's no surrounding those materials that makes what's me, what's a life, what's people around me. It's not just about people, it's about those specific things. And identity really is not just who you are in terms of biologically, in terms of culturally, in terms of ethnicity, in terms of your color. Identity is also where you belong. It's about the place. It's about the surrounding, the environment. That's an identity. And those are things which people don't talk about quite often when you talk about identity. Identity is really a sense of belonging. If you don't have that sense of belonging is really what's around you and you're comfortable with.